WFLA, talking fishing. Going to be here until 8 o'clock.
Unfortunately, only till 8 o'clock.
I love it when you do that.
I got you, man.
So good. So good.
Yin yin yang.
Put a big shout out to our main man, Derek DeBose. He is on the other side of the wall here. His will be the first voice you hear. If you give us a call today, your questions, comments, and fishing reports, we'd love to get them. 1-800-969-9352. Lots and lots and lots of stuff to cover today. Obviously, we are knee-deep in talking about voting yes on Amendment 2. We're going to talk some more about that. I had 58 boats running a big group charter yesterday, so lots of reports from the water, lots of good stuff there.
We've been fishing hard this week again at Hubbard's Marina, too.
Yeah.
It's been great to be back out on the water and exciting stuff for sure. Fishing's hot.
Red hot.
Stupid.
Crazy good, yeah.
We had some problems with one of the generators, so the GPS was cutting in and out and couldn't quite get the GPS to stay on. So at one trip, at a majority of the trip, the captain was just using the bottom machine. Literally, if you found hard bottom, you were good.
Nice.
It was, just historic numbers of lane snapper, hogfish bites picked up. The fish are jumping in the boat right now. All you have to do is get out there.
We had a guy yesterday, Captain Steve Swindell, one of my young stud captains at 866 Game Fish. I was talking to him at the dock before pickup, and he was like, man, I just load me up, Cap. I got to go. I got to get to my spot. We're going to wreck them. We're going to wreck them. And most charter captains, especially the young guys, that's how they are. If they're on fish, boy, they just want to get there with their people, and they want to get that bite rolling, get some baits in the water. Let's go. It was like they left the dock at like 8:45, 8:50. At like 11 o'clock, they had caught 70 redfish.
Wow, that's amazing.
He's like, dude, it was every cast for crazy. Everyone on my boat, every cast.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah. And I was there when the trip comes in. I'm always there on the dock, try to get a read and see how everybody did. Lots and lots of snook and redfish caught. The trout bite was a little off.
Speaking of snook, man, what's up with that? It's at John's Pass. The water has cleared up quite a bit, especially on the end of that incoming. Even the outgoing, the water's still pretty clear. But man, it looks like summertime again.
Yeah. Well,
they're all up in the pass, and the rat snook, like the 18 to 26-inch fish are everywhere.
Well, that's good. That's a good sign. And I think a lot of that has to do with the bait.
Yeah.
There's so much bait right now. Out at Potter's Pier out there out the front side of, Fort DeSoto there, it's just choked full of bait. I talked to Josh Johnson, Captain Josh, and Captain Lee Blick. Were running some trips this week for me, and they said everywhere they went, they were afraid they wouldn't get bit because there was so much bait.
Yeah.
Every flat, even some flats that traditionally aren't a spot where you find good bait, they were like, dude, there was 10:30 in the morning. The whole thing is dimpling, and it's all like 3 to 5 inch whitebait.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It seems like everything is very active.
Very active. From
the dolphins to the seabirds to the sea turtles to the fish.
I wonder if we're forgetting because of what we went through with back-to-back hurricanes, that it's October.
Yeah.
It's historically one of our better fishing months. It really is. Transitional water temps normally come down a little bit, which we had happen. It's pretty sexy.
I always say that the first 2 weeks of October and the end of May, end of April, early May, and then around the middle part of October is like my favorite time of year weather-wise.
Yeah.
This year weather-wise, October wasn't so great to us.
Right.
But man, the fishing's great. So that part held true.
Right. How's our weather look here coming up, big dog?
Yeah, speaking of weather, we had a little bit of a high pressure move through, a little bit of a low, a little bit of a high, both pretty weak, not really affecting our wind and waves, but we had a pretty good moving barometer. We've got weaker tides. We're on the backside of a last quarter moon. We're coming up to a new moon Friday this week. So as we move through the work week, we should see a more consistent, heavier tidal flow. We've got that east wind persisting, which has been good to us as of late. And that's going to continue this week, but it's going to get a little bit more stiff. The breeze is definitely looking most Tuesday and Wednesday, But Monday and Thursday is going to be a pretty moderate breeze as well. So definitely think about that as you're planning your trips and planning around that east wind. Bluebird skies are definitely in effect, but it hasn't been a really high static barometer. And, I mean, there's so many different things that weaker tides right now, the high pressure, the bluebird skies, the murky stirred up conditions, all the bait, but all that seemingly doesn't affect the fishing.
When it gets really good, when the water temp's right, and these fish know that the length of day is getting shorter, they know wintertime's coming, I think some of those things weigh less on your bite.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these fish are eating anyway. Now, some of the guys I talked to yesterday that came in were like, we caught them, but the bite was weird. It wasn't quite as aggressive as it had been a few days earlier. So, again, probably lends itself to them slower tides. As you start to creep towards that new moon, we're looking more towards those incoming tides. Yesterday over at the Gandy, Wheaton Island area, we had that real high water first thing in the morning. It had outgoing tide almost all day. That lends itself to that as well. So, but again, most of the people I talked to had a really good day, caught a lot of fish. And like I said, sometimes this time of year, that transitional month, the water temp's changing, some of those factors just don't weigh as much as they do other times of the year.
Yeah. The mackerel are back on the beach too, so that's exciting. You got a lot of bonita mixed in with them, some bluefish. Hoping to see the kingfish show up. Haven't seen them yet, but
when you start to get the cigar minnows on the beach, to me it's just a no-brainer. I get bait on the beach a lot this time of year. You start to throw the net, you start to see some big cigar minnows, some Spanish sardines, things like that really start to get mixed in with your white bait haul. Then you can be like, okay, they're here somewhere.
I hope so, man.
Yeah, it's a bait. Bait's usually a big giveaway for me in the kingfish bite. So, and there's guys who are way better at it than I am, and they get a read on it earlier. So, but for me, that's usually the traditional. Okay, it's time to start hitting some of those artificial reefs and some of the hard bottom areas here close to shore and get on that kingfish crazy bite. Our weather update brought to you by our good friends at Reese Windows and Doors. You know, they're Florida's leading window and door company, over 50 years in business. They offer free installation, most windows and doors installed in just 6 weeks. They only use in-house installers, no freelance contractors. Everything they do comes with a double lifetime warranty. So visit reesewindows.com for more info. Get yourself an estimate. I will be doing the same because we need hurricane windows on our house. I'm going to try to get away from this whole plywood gimmick that we had to play with here for this last storm. So
I'm going whole house generator too.
Yeah, no doubt, dude, no doubt. Also, Reese Windows is a proud supporter and fundraisers for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, which is always a good thing. And they're having their usual drawing. They're back on their Happy campaign. If you text the word Happy, HAPPY, to 20129, you can register to win $15,000 in hurricane impact windows. And wouldn't that be cool right now? Speaking of hurricane stuff, I was thinking about this on the way in. Just how good a guy is David Torres with Affordable Roofing.
Awesome.
I didn't think we had any roof damage.
Yeah.
My neighbor texted me the other day, goes, dude, you need to look at your roof again. I'm like, what do you mean? So I start to come around the one side of the house where that neighbor lives, and I'm like, wow, some of my ridge shingles had come off. Just one little stretch that I really couldn't see unless you were just at a certain angle.
You're not tall enough.
Yeah, I guess not. And so I took a picture of it and sent it to David Torres, and right away he's like, boom, hey, no worries. You're under laminate. Everything looks good. You'll be fine. I'll get somebody out there, right away. It's just good to have somebody like that you can trust, especially after what we've been through. So if you're missing shingles, your roof got tore up, you got the old blue tarp going, whatever it is, trust me when I tell you, David Torres and the good people at Affordable Roofing Systems, nobody does it better. They're defined by integrity, respect, and honesty. These are good people. They did D. Hubbs' roof. They did Captain Ben Marshall's roof, which I know both those roofs did fine in the storm. So super good people. Call 1-888-397-ROOF for your free estimate, or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com.
I was definitely breathing a sigh of relief having a new roof going through those events.
Yeah, ours is fairly new as well. And again, we, just the angle of that storm just got me on a couple shingles, and I just feel much better knowing David Torres has got it. I'm like, okay, cool. David saw the picture. We're good to go, and he'll send somebody out and get it tidied up. So it's good stuff. We're also live on our Real Animals Facebook page and the Hubbard's and Marina Facebook page as well. If you want to comment there, you can do so. Again, phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. What would be your favorite fish to catch this time of year?
I would say my favorite fish to catch and just target is that deep water mangrove snapper, but that's all year. I would say this time of year specifically, that hogfish bite heating up is pretty exciting. Around the dock, we start to see a lot of big sheep's head, and we still have those kind of late opportunities for the snooks still around. They were really active yesterday, quite a few being caught off the dock. But I would have to say probably hogfish would be the focus this time of year. Just fun to catch. They can be so frustrating, though, because it doesn't matter if you're doing everything right. It's a great equalizer, right? The person next to you using squid and 60-pound test might catch one, too. So it's just it's a fun fish to go after, and you got to bring a lot of live shrimp and a lot of patience, and the juice is worth the squeeze, man. They're a good eating fish.
I think it's interesting that you say mangrove snapper is like your favorite. Is that your favorite offshore fish to catch?
100%.
Really?
100%.
See, it's mine too.
Yeah, a mangrove snapper, especially I'm talking about those 5 to 8 pound mangroves.
Yeah.
Man, they're so much fun to catch, and they're so smart, and they're so aggressive when they do eventually bite. But you have to be doing everything right. I mean, to catch one of those big quality mangrove snappers, sometimes you can luck into it. I mean, it is fishing, but you got to be doing everything right to catch them consistently, catch them often. And I like that light tackle.
Yeah, I do too.
Lighter rod and reel, sensitive bite, fishing dead bait. It's just a lot of fun.
I couldn't agree more. And I've got to be honest with you. Every time I pull one up, the fight's good because they're an ornery little cuss. But I immediately think how delicious this fish is going to be. They're so good, dude.
Mangrove snapper, especially those offshore mangrove snappers. They're such good quality meat. It holds together well. It stays well. If you need to freeze your fish, man, they are top notch for sure. Some of those other fish like yellowtail is really good, but it doesn't hold up well.
Mangrove,
porgies, same thing.
Mangrove snapper sliders.
Oh,
seriously, on the grill, little pepper jack cheese.
Well, we made it 19 minutes. Until we started talking about food.
Hawaiian rolls. So good. So good. I got my Waffle House shirt on. We're still working on a breakfast sponsor. It's all good.
As long as it's not Waffle House, I'm on board.
Come on, dog. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Let's talk a little fishing. Write them up. We'll be back.
Radio app. Thanks to Farrah and Farrah. It's never been easier to send your opinions.
Morning, Tim. Morning, Taylor. Morning, Jack, Michael, Don, Dan, Bonnie, Jim, Jeff. What's up, y'all? Randall, William, Daniel, Beverly, Angel. Appreciate you guys tuning in.
Yes, indeed.
Angel's on patrol, so no yawning.
I can't promise that. No promises.
Morning, Jimmy.
I think it's
Dina said you guys are making me hungry.
Good.
Welcome to the show.
That's right. It's what we do.
Morning, Joseph.
It's what we do.
Hit 315 for 3 this week on squat.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to try it on bench. I think I should be close to 1.
1 rep?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, my chest is not that great. I don't like flat bench. I like dumbbells. I feel like I get better stimulation from dumbbells, and you don't need a spotter. If you fail with dumbbells, you just drop them, you know?
Yeah.
I don't like flat bench because you need a spotter, really.
I like the spotter on dumbbells because I like to get a couple extra out of them. I don't go heavy anymore, but when I was playing with the 1s and the 120s, it's nice to have a spotter just to get that extra, that extra squeeze at the top, especially on the 120s.
Yeah.
You can get a good squeeze at the top at the end of that bad boy.
Yeah.
You feel it for days.
Yeah. That's why I like dumbbells more.
I've actually, both my shoulders are pissy, so I've been the last month and a half, I've been Smith machining it.
Yeah.
Just to try to alleviate some of my...
This big bodybuilder, IFBB pro that works out at my gym, that's exclusively what he does.
Well,
Smith machine.
I'm telling you, there's something to be said for it.
Because your mind-muscle connection is just so strong.
My buddy Ian Harrison, the top 10 in the world, no, always dumbbells or machines, never flat bench or never use a long bar. He's like, you don't need it.
Yeah.
So there's machines, there's dumbbells.
Yeah.
Of course,
a lot of people do that, like hammer strength, pec deck machine.
Yeah. He's a total freak of nature, so it's hard to, First time I did legs with him, I couldn't walk for a month. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, doing legs every 3 days is tough because you're sore when you're walking in the gym and workout legs, and then you hit legs again, and it just doubles down.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Well, the interesting part about it, I get a kick out of all these clowns on social media because everybody recovers different. You know what I mean? That legs every 3 days may work good for you, and you may grow. Your legs might respond to it, and other guys might not respond to it at all. It might be too much work.
This guy that I follow, Dr. Mike Israetel, he's really, really cool. Exercise scientist and bodybuilder, professional bodybuilder. And he talks about it a lot, how legs can take so much more than other muscle groups. And this guy that I work with at Stretch Lab, he was a strength guy. He was into that world.
Yeah.
He said 9 days a week you can work out legs. 9 days. That blew my mind. I was like, wait, what?
Welcome back. 624 here at the iHeart Media
Empire.
Hope everyone is having a super blessed start to their Saturday morning. I know we are happy to be here and happy to be talking some fishing. Want to put a shout out to our men and women service members both here and abroad. We here at Real Animals, we certainly believe that freedom is not free, and we've got a lot of great men and women defending that right for freedom as we roll here into November and get ready to vote. Hopefully you have all made your way to the voting booths already. I know a lot of people have. I was able to vote this week. I know you're maybe going to vote this week coming up. So I'm getting a lot of questions, a lot of text messages, a lot of DMs for Amendment 2, and real important that we vote yes on 2.
Yeah,
real
definitely.
Important.
It's simply boil it down. All it does is make what is currently a statutorily protected privilege. A lot of people are like, why would I vote yes on 2? Don't we already have the right to hunt and fish? No, you don't have the right to hunt and fish. You have the privilege, the statutorily granted privilege to hunt and fish, and statutory things can change very easily. And this simply, voting yes on 2, simply takes what is currently a statutorily protected privilege and makes it a constitutional right. That simple. That's all it does. It doesn't change anything else. And a lot of people are concerned over the FWC language in the amendment. All it does is simply reinforce the fact that, hey, FWC currently manages a fishery in our state, and if you vote yes on 2, they still manage a fishery in our state. It doesn't change their authority. It doesn't do anything. A lot of misinformation and disinformation is swirling around this amendment.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll talk more about that as we roll on. Let's try to get a call in here before we get to the bottom of the hour. Let's get a freshwater report from our good friend Ron at Ron's Tackle Box in beautiful Lake Alfred. Ronnie, how are you, brother?
Doing great.
Good.
Blessed like always. It's amazing.
Good to hear your voice. Yeah, beautiful thing.
We're privileged. Yeah, privileged, and that Amendment 2 is right on. We have to support that.
Yeah.
The yes vote.
Yes, sir.
So
Amen.
I'm all for that too. People, they are not clear because they come in here and ask me about it, and they're like, "Well, I don't understand this."
Right. Well, it seems like
Need
a
to
common.
spell things out a little better.
It seems like a common sense thing is the problem, and I think our world is so screwed up that when things seem simple and like this is a no-brainer, everybody's got to dig into it real deep and go, "No, this can't be right." I mean, they're trying to trick us. Something's going on, which is part of the problem with the whole country. Nobody trusts the government, so everything that swings that way. You got
when in doubt, vote no, kind of thing.
Right.
And I get that, and that's
too much media out there. Too many opinions. You know, that's the problem.
100%. Tell us
people
about.
that don't know anything about it.
Tell us about fishing here, real quick. You got about 2 minutes. Talk to me. Come on.
Spec fishing's on. We got it going on right now. It's amazing.
Gosh.
Storm. There are huge ones right here. Lake Rochelle, Lake Alfred, South Winter Haven chain. Pick your lake and go. You'll have a great time, day or night.
Nice.
It's been wonderful. Bass fish is picking up. Seen several 7-8 pound fish this last week.
Nice.
So it's been really good.
Nice.
So get a chance to come out here. But I just want to stress all these people that are suffered through this storm. You need to go visit. You need to go support. I went down to Crystal River Sunday. I went down to Margaritaville.
Yep.
And they're open, and it's a mess down that way. I mean, it's terrible. Crystal River is bad, and in Pinellas County, everywhere. I mean, there's so many places we can't forget.
No.
I mean, the storm seems like it's been a long time ago the storm hit, but it's just recently.
Yeah.
So support these people. Get out there, take a little drive, go somewhere where they need help.
Yeah, no doubt. Buy some local. Just go and have a lunch somewhere. Some of these places were down for a couple of weeks, and that hurts everybody for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, this whole community is going to be hurting for a while. If you drive around, you see all the trees, everything's all piled up now, and it's all kind of pretty because you think everything's put back together, but it's going to take a while before the wallets get back in place. So it's something to think about. That's a great point, Ronnie. Well done.
Yep. Got to do it.
Always good to hear your voice, my friend. Tell everybody how they can find you out there.
I'm at 380 South Lake Shore Way, which is 1792 in Lake Alfred. Phone number 863-956-4990. Thank you, fellas.
Nobody better than you,
buddy.
brother. We're blessed to have you joining us as often as you do, my friend. Keep up the good work out there, pal. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, brother. Good stuff right there.
Man, the myth, the legend.
Yes, sir. Good stuff right there for sure. Hopefully we'll hear from you guys as well. Questions, comments, fishing reports. You can always bring them right here. Our main man, Derek, will take your call and put you through to us. 1-800-969-9352. As always, light them up. We'll be back.
From the local Lexus dealers, WFLA News Desk. This is News Radio.
It has been there since 2:30. She must not have great internet or something. Okay, sweet.
Good?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, she's at the Airbnb, and her first call from over there, the Verizon wasn't working worth a shit. I could hear Beth was like, talking to her on the phone was breaking up. So I don't know if she just got shitty Wi-Fi or whatever. I don't know. So she said I've been at the Airbnb since 2:30. So.
Well, that's good. Is she still driving over there? No. Good.
Hopefully she'll go home and go back to bed for a minute. Otherwise, she was up when I went in there I take her a Diet Coke. I make her a Diet Coke before I leave, so when she gets up, she has her coffee. And usually she's like out, give her a little smooch. Like, hey, I'll call you when I'm done. And she was awake, and I could see her phone was upside face down, but it was glowing. Mm-hmm. So I knew, I'm like, she's already checking on that kid. That's what she does. That's what mama bears do. Mm-hmm. I would think it'd have been a lot easier back in my day where they were just like, oh God, we haven't heard from him for 3 days.
It's almost better not to know.
It's just like, and maybe it's different with boys. I don't know. I got 2 daughters, so it's a little different.
I always felt like that growing up with 3 sisters. I always felt like my parents were very concerned where they were and what they were doing. Whereas with me, it's like, he'll be back soon.
Yeah. He's a big boy. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's sad that you got to worry like that, unfortunately. But
I get it.
and again, the group that she's with, I mean, they've grown up together since, boys and girls. They've grown up together since they were just peewees.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty, like they call me Uncle Mike, the girls and the boys in the group. I'm Uncle Mike. So, Beth was telling me a story, but one of the boys, my buddy Jeff's oldest, Nicholas, they were out partying at the beach when we all go on our beach vacation. They all went out clubbing, which again, all the parents worry about them, but they're usually walking up and down the beach partying. And they're all legal now.
Mm-hmm.
But, one of the boys in the group was like, no, Georgia's going to stay with us. Nicholas was like, what the fuck, she ain't. Uncle Mike said,
Yeah.
she comes back when I come back.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going back with me. And Nicholas is like, big kid, but he's like super low key, super quiet. Even George is like, everybody in the group's like, George and Nicholas will probably be married someday. And George is like, Nicholas got to liven up. That boy is just not lively. Again, they've been friends super tight. But Beth was telling me the story last night that Nicholas was like, got right in this dude's face and goes, no, the fuck she ain't. She's leaving here when I leave here. Uncle Mike said she's going home with me, so I'm taking her back. I'm like, attaboy, Nicholas. Attaboy.
Is that out of caring for Georgia or fear of you?
Who cares?
Who cares? It worked.
It's efficient. We had some of those hats. We're at the event yesterday because I put them on them captains.
Yeah.
Some guys are wearing them.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, hopefully it passes. A lot of people are like, I'm not comfortable with the wording. They need to try it again. People don't realize how much money it takes to get people to care. Dude, it's crazy. After this whole thing is done, I want to do a podcast with Travis to discuss the amount of money and the amount of effort that goes into trying to get this passed. Because it's crazy.
Yeah,
and like we don't even do like TV commercials. Like some of these other amendments, like the weed one, dude, they're spending millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I bet they're close to $1 billion because it failed once.
Yeah.
So I mean, in order to run something twice, man, you gotta have B's. You gotta have billions.
And that one makes me nervous just because I don't want. I'm okay with it being legalized.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want it to be only certain people can sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why can't Dylan Hubbard freaking grow some weed and freaking open his own store?
Yeah.
Why are you going to squash the opportunities for the small business guys so everything ends up in some giant jackass corporation again, where they control everything? Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's I don't want the control. I voted no on it just because of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you fuckers to have your fucking hands on it. I get it's going to get taxed, and it should. I'm down with that. Make the tax money, because we could use the money, because you fuckers are stealing most of it. So we could use the money, but if y'all bitches are going to just let 2 or 3 companies run it, and then they're going to pay you a bunch of money on the backside to freaking...
100%.
Then fuck all that. Then no. Then fuck you. And I don't want you to have it.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely...
Because guess what? If I want to smoke weed... I don't have any problem getting it now. So I don't need you to make it fucking legal. You're just missing out on the tax money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For me, I think my perspective on it is I agree with that 100%, but it's hard to get it passed by itself. So I think their thinking is, if you consolidate it to a company, more companies, it's easier
controlled,
so it eases people's minds, maybe helps them to vote for it because it's better controlled.
Yeah,
so that's one side of it, and then the other side of it is, from a voting yes standpoint, the tourism that brings people down because it is legal, and then also the state tax income money. I mean, the state of Florida will be rich. Buttloads of money. So
that's true.
So that to me is the reason
that makes
I think
sense.
I'm leaning towards yes.
I get that part too. That all makes sense. Again, it's a monetary thing. I've said for years.
Huge income.
And I'm not a marijuana guy. I'm not a gummy guy. I can't, first of all, because of
we get piss tested.
Right. But Like, there's a lot of money there. Like I've been saying forever, y'all need some tax money? Legalize that shit, tax the shit out of it like you do alcohol in it.
Yeah.
You're going to make some money, bro.
Big money.
Lots of people are going to be happy to hear it's legal.
Yeah.
Welcome back. 636 here. The Bartow Ford Real Animals radio show. Captain Mike Anderson, Captain Dylan Hubbard talking fishing. Phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352. Putting a shout out to our good friends over at Ace Heating and Cooling. You know, for over 20 years now, Ace Heating and Cooling has been a name you can trust in the heating and air conditioning business here in Hillsborough County. Chris Myers and his guys service all brands, do residential and commercial repairs, maintenance, and full replacements. And listen, I know there's a lot of you out here. Your units got flooded. You need a great company. Ace Heating and Cooling is the only name you need to know. Chris and his guys are as good as there are in the business. Give them a call today at 813-657-8818 or look them up online at brandonac.net. Find out for yourself why Ace Heating and Cooling is the easy choice for the Real Animals fishing team. I wonder how much work, just looking at my notes here and thought of all the pools that I've seen that are wrecked.
Dude.
Have you talked to the Innovative Pools and Spa people and see if they do repairs as well? Do they have a repair team? Because I imagine a lot of these pools are going to need major repairs. I mean, I got to imagine that.
Yeah. I think my guesstimate, my unprofessional, just outside looking in, I would doubt that they would be involved that much because the repairs that pools need are getting the balance right of, like, most of the pools that I'm running into don't have structural damage as much as it is.
Yeah, but I would think
the pool's black.
But you're going to need to tear apart the whole filter system, get all the filters changed, get all that system cleaned out. I mean, I've got filters, a giant filter system on the side of my house on my pool, and once a year I just have them guys come in.
Yeah.
Take the top off that thing and take a look at the filters and all that. I would think with all that sand and all that mud and crap that got into a lot of these pools, that the filters and all that wouldn't be doing so great.
Dude, Ben Mala, our landlord at Johns Pass there at our main office, one of our landlords in Johns Pass, he has a house out in Bel Air, beautiful home, and right on the beach. And he gets flooded with all these different storms.
Right, regularly.
Yeah. Helene messed up his property. His pool was literally filled with sand. Oh, no. Like, there was no pool left.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Like, they had a skid steer in the pool digging out the sand.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
See, I wonder, I would think, and again, that'd be a good question for our good friends at Innovative Pools and Spas. They're one of our newest sponsors here, bringing great pool installations for over 35 years now to the Tampa Bay area, continuing the legacy of their father's company, recognized as top pool builder in the Tampa Bay area for 35 years now, which is impressive. Anytime you can be at the top of your game for 35 years, it's absolutely spectacular. Unparalleled passion for the industry, along with deep-rooted commitment to the community. Great people over at Innovative Pools and Spas. If you're looking to get a pool put in, now's the time to start looking at it. Before you know it, it'll be spring, and
they're running
time to get in that pool.
They're running that fall special for less than $50K. You can get a choice of 5 different pools, 14 by 28 free-form pools, 72 foot of perimeter, 350 square foot of decking, up to 5 foot deep, LED lights, automated pool equipment, all for less than $50K for this fall sale.
Great price right now. If all the pool prices people been telling me about, I'm so happy. Yeah, we got ours put in years ago, thank God. But you can give them a call today at 727-788-1650. That's 727-788-1650, or visit innovativepoolsandspa.net for that free estimate. See why Innovative Pools and Spas is the top choice for families in our community. Let's go to the phone lines here. And again, phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Let's check in with our man from down in Boca Grande, the man, the myth, the legend, Captain Van Hubbard. Van, how are you, buddy?
Oh, Lord, I'm better than I have been, but I got a ways to go.
I hear you, brother.
That resonates.
I hear you. Yeah, we understand. Have you been? Have you been on the water?
No, sir, I haven't. I'm sitting out front right now, though, and the sky is pretty. I can see the Big Dipper, and I can actually pick up the North Star. And
Nice.
there's been so much light pollution and so much clouds, I haven't been able to see that for a while, so it's a pretty sight.
Yeah, behind the storms, you had less light pollution, and that was one benefit for sure.
For a few days, yes. I am hearing stories of some good fishing, though, and I really expect mackerel and kingfish to show up any time with these cooler temps and this really, really nice east wind we've had ever since the hurricane.
Yeah. A lot of bait, too. There's a lot of bait around. That's usually
We're seeing some good
sign.
mackerel. We're seeing some good mackerel, but not the kingfish yet. Hopefully, we'll see them soon.
Dylan, the redfish y'all caught on like that first trip, do you remember how deep those were or anything?
We were 16 miles. I didn't get the exact depth, but they were about 16 miles. So I would imagine they were probably in about 40, 50 foot. And, it was a big school redfish, just happened upon them, and they didn't see them coming. We were just bottom fishing. The school rolled up, and they were some solid overslot fish for sure. And everybody hooked up, and it was a little bit of mayhem for a minute, but it was a good time.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but that was a mess.
That's great.
Yeah, immediately got a phone call. How big do redhead fish have to be? I was like, they're closed federally. Release them all. Don't call me again.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, because even if you're in state waters, we are federally permitted
the
boat.
Betty Rose.
Go ahead.
Betty Rose used to get them out there in 60 feet. They used to get on that Betty Rose.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt. We've caught them several times on the hard bottom right out in front of St. Pete and Clearwater.
We've caught them before on a 39-hour.
Really?
Yeah, 70 miles. Yeah, it wasn't like a school. It was just like 2 or 3, and they looked sick, like eels. So I think just a couple of them got turned around. Yeah. But they didn't look great.
Yeah. We've had many a kingfish trip where there's 3 or 4 of us will all decide to make a run on a certain day. Hey, we got the weather right, the bait's right. Let's kingfish tomorrow. We all get out there, all get set up, start chumming, and, we're all catching fish. And all of a sudden you can kind of see that school coming, Van, because you'll see the boat down to your far left. Boop, they just got a big redfish. Boop, redfish. Oh, our turn. There goes one. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool when you see them. We've had them on the beach. We get them on the beach out in front of the Don Cesar sometimes, and it's pretty epic. I had Coach Cooper from the Lightning and his son on the boat with Nigel Kerwin one day, and I saw as I was coming in from catching bait, Rob Gorda was going out, and I was like, "Where are you going?" Because it was kind of late. And he goes, "Them big
Nowhere.
red." No, he said, "He goes, them big redfish are on the beach. I'll call you if I find them." I said, "Cool. I got Coop today," and Rob always fishes our Tampa Bay Lightning tournament, which is coming up here soon. And he called me and said, "Dude, you need as soon as you can get here, come see me." I'm like, "Cool." We got out on the beach, and that school would just pop up. The birds would come down on them. You'd throw baits in there, artificials, just everybody. Ding, ding, ding. It was so much fun.
That's cool.
So cool when you see them big schools. They're so beautiful.
Yeah, and they're very active.
Yeah, they're usually grubbing. Good stuff.
Mike, when they're down and you can't see them, watch for frigate birds. They'll rat them out for you.
100%. I wasn't gonna give that away, Van, but you did. Yes. Well, you know what? And here's the other thing. I'll tell you this on the beach when you're fishing those fish in deep water, and I picked it up. I was on the trip. I had coupon.
Here's what I was gonna leak.
Deep. When they go down, because that's what happens. 3 or 4 boats see you. Next thing you know, you got 4 or 5 boats are chasing them, and the frigate birds come down. That school is probably coming up. So you run over there, and then the boats all run over there, and then they sound and they go down. I only had these big, like, jig heads in my boat. Everybody else wasn't getting bit. They were throwing 1/8 and 1/4 jig heads that didn't sink fast enough.
Yeah.
We were getting them baits were getting in them every time. Every single time we got on the school, we got bit. And I'm watching these other guys aren't getting bit, and I'm like, they're not using a big enough jig head. You got to get down. They're sounding. So that's very helpful.
The old 1 ounce jig head makes a difference.
Big difference. Big difference.
Same with cobia. I mean, if you're going near shore, having something rigged up with that, like 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce jig head is a great idea. And I like just like a long black soft plastic or like that watermelon color, real long as you can get and mimic an eel. And it'll work for a redfish. It'll work for a cobia. It's a good idea to have something like that tied up.
Yeah, no doubt. Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sneaky stuff there, Captain
Well,
Van
what's
Hubbard.
Dylan's tidbit? Is he going to hold it in now?
My tidbit was simply that Mike told me that little secret. I don't know where it was. Where I think it was like maybe in a commercial break. I was gonna add that too.
Big jig heads are a nice little option out there. You should always have. I always keep some extra. I always keep an extra box of jig heads in the boat with some heavy stuff, just in case you're fishing deep. And I'll tell you this too about big jig heads. Some of the best shallow water grouper fishing I've ever done is just bouncing a big old soft plastic near those rock piles. When you get bent over, when they attack that thing on the move like that, it is awesome.
Fun. And you might get a big flounder too.
Sure.
Especially as we move into cooler months.
100%. No doubt about it.
Fishing the side of those big rock piles, those artificial reefs, even near shore. It's really good flounder fishing off in the sand.
And the thing there, I think, is, and Van, you know this, with flounder, you got to be patient. You got to make sure that bait is touching the bottom. Mm-hmm. And that's my weakness. I've said it for years. But, you know, my ADD kicks in, and I end up reeling too fast and moving my jig too fast. You got to really slow it down and make sure you're getting that big sand poof on the bottom.
Yeah, we have a limited selection of artificials in our shop. So when people come in and ask, like, hey, what's a good lure I'm fishing over here? There's not that many choices, but we have the basics, right? The mirror lures, the DOAs, the gotcha plugs, the right. spoons. And I always tell people, hey, this DOA shrimp will work anywhere, but you have to have the patience in order. You have to cast this out, and it's got to take you a solid 5 minutes to retrieve it. 10 minutes if you got a long cast.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time.
If you think you're going slow enough, slow down even more.
Slow it down. Good stuff. We appreciate you, Van.
One quick thing, Mike. Forgive me.
No, you're good.
Dylan, your grandfather taught me about the sand poof for pompano.
Oh, yeah. God, that's another fish, man. We don't talk enough about it.
It's starting. Dan the Fishman commented on the stream that he's going looking for him today. He's had some good reports of pompano already.
Well, I mean, whenever you find those boats floating around your passes, for me, you know,
giveaway.
You see, especially if you see them guys floating through there couple days in a row, you can just be like, the pompano are here. They're here. Good stuff, Van Hubbard. We appreciate you, brother. Watch what?
Watch for those osprey then, too. They'll rat them out. Love you guys.
Love you, too, brother. Appreciate you, my friend, as always. Good stuff. We appreciate him.
Frigate birds for the redfish, osprey for the pompano. Got it.
It's so cool that Van calls the show. He's a guy who I've looked up to for so long. I remember he's one of those guys when I first started guiding, you saw him and it was like, that's Van Hubbard. He's been doing this for a very long time at a very, very high level. That is a fishy cat. So good to have him in on the show. He's calling all the time. We do appreciate him more than he knows. 1-800-969-9352. Hoping to hear from Captain Scott Moore today. I know Scott listens a lot, so hopefully we can get him to call in. Had an interesting question yesterday when I was on with Jay and Zach on 95.3 WDA and AM 620. Rod and Reel Pier. It's gone.
Yeah.
I wonder what the owners are going to do. Are they going to rebuild it? Can they rebuild it? You know what I mean? I don't even know if...
Good question.
I was like, God, that's a great question.
Well, ask the mayor of AMI.
I don't, yeah, right. Yeah, let's go to the boss down there at Embry Island and see if Captain Scott Moore knows. We'll find out. Hopefully here on the other side. Again, 1-800-969-9355. Beth texts me, so she's on her way home. She says, apparently I've watched too many true crime documentaries.
That's understandable.
Yeah, she's a good mom.
True crime. That's a good one.
That's funny as hell.
almost there. 1 month left. We'll be out of hurricane season.
Over it. No bueno.
There's a couple models sniffing at something in the beginning of November, but this morning it looks like they've changed their mind, which is good.
Yeah, I heard that it was not great.
Yeah, it was like a couple model runs of the GFS that had like a Cat 3 pretty much hitting us head on. It was like a couple model runs in a row, too. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. But then it changed.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I don't need that stress.
Like literally right on the nose. Like just like Milton's track, except for further north. But thankfully it changed. Just enough to get you stressed out.
Horrible, yeah. The thought of it stresses me out.
Yeah.
Welcome back, 653 here at the iHeart Media Empire. Again, the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. Got a short segment before the top of the hour. I want to put a shout out to our good friends at Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives. Listen, knives that sharpen as they cut. It's absolutely cutting edge, pun intended, cutting edge technology. It's absolutely unbelievable. I had lunch Thursday with George Lambert. They've got a lot of great new stuff coming, a hunting line.
Yeah, they're posting about it on their social media now.
Yeah,
it's cool to see.
It's pretty wicked, man. This company everybody is blowing them up. Other knife companies, everybody wanting to try to figure out what's going on with this sharpen as it cuts perpetual edge technology. Nobody does it better than our good friends at Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives. Go to RelentlessKnivesUSA.com. Find out for yourself why this is the knife all the pros are talking about. When I tell you they're talking. It is a hot ticket item. Let's go to Rick in Apollo Beach here real quick before we get to the bottom of the hour, and then we'll get our safe boating tip right there at the top of the next segment. Let's check in with Rick here. Rick in Apollo Beach, how are you?
Hey, good morning. I just left the house to go to work, but saw Billy Nobles and Captain Brandon McCorkle there at the gas station filling up. They're getting ready to do their thing.
Oh, good.
But I was just excited just excited about a trip that me and my brother and our wives do every year since '97 to the Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. We go up there and catch those big bulls off the beach there, and it's
Nice.
the trip same week every year, and we love it. And just since we were talking redfish, I couldn't stop thinking about
What
it.
week? What week do you go, Rick?
First week of November every year.
Okay, all right, man.
Yeah, so we used to do the Frank and Fran's fishing tournament. Never won the big money, a couple of $800 weekends, but
Nice.
we stopped doing the tournaments. Yeah, with it's kind of hard as we get older. We can't do the overnight stay out on the beach three full nights. But,
I get it.
So now we do the Airbnb and with the wives, and we have a great time. But
Nice.
49 and a half is my biggest.
Wow,
That's a big one.
And many 40s, over 40s.
that's a stud.
But, yeah,
Wow. Huh.
still can't get the 50s.
Well, you know what? That's a reason to keep going. I mean, that's what it
Yeah.
is. The good
And
look.
then you want it at 55.
Right, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We always read up on David Doole's world record redfish. What is it, 1985? I think it was, or something. And that was a monster there.
How big is that one? Do you know?
And,
I don't know off the top of my head.
I want to say it was 72.
Oh.
But,
Wow.
That's a big redfish.
when you bring up, David Doole was his name, and that's still, it's a heck of a picture and a story that they got written down. That it's on the internet, you can read it. But
Jiminy Christmas.
and Frank and Fran's tackle shop there in I guess that's Salvo or Buxton right there. They have a replica of the fish and the rod and reel that he used hanging on the wall there to catch it. And
It's probably a 3,000 spinning reel with 10-pound test.
yeah, it was I think it was old Spin Fisher, I think. But
Wow.
yeah. But yeah, we just we love it, and it's just something we always do. As our, it's a long drive, 13-hour drive, if everything goes well. But we make that every year. And,
juice is worth the squeeze.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the beach used to be free to ride out on. Now there's permits and everything else you need. It gets kind of expensive, but it's still a great time.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, good stuff. Good report. That's we love those here. That's a now you got me wanting to go to North Carolina and see if I can beat you and get a 50 before you, Rick.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that, Rick. The beginning of November, he's going to be hunting.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. The first week of November, I'm sitting in a tree at the rut. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Now, if you could put horns on a redfish, if I could catch a 50-inch, 10-point redfish, that would be
Now
good.
we're in.
Now you're talking.
Can you make redfish sausage?
Rick, we appreciate the call, buddy. Great call. Good stuff.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, have a great day. That's a great call. I love that.
Yeah, as soon as he said first week of November, I was like, well, Mike's out.
I did the same thing. Like, damn, that is not the time of the year I wanted you to tell me about it. Not the answer I was looking for. We got Captain Jim Fogle, our safe voting tip of the week, coming up on the other side. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Light them up. We'll be back.
The preceding program was paid for by Real Animals Fishing.
News Radio 970.
William Keene. Appreciate you, Jason Richmond, voting yes on 2. Hopefully everyone is voting yes on 2. Flounder are closed through the end of November. I didn't know that. Ray Markham, good thing you chimed in there. Oh, look at that. Old Jason Richmond dropping a 44-inch redfish story on us. Love that. That's cool. People checking in. Beverly checking in from Lakeland. Love that. My good friend Dallas King up there in beautiful Crystal River, fishing on the plantation on Crystal River. Great charter captain if you guys are looking for some killer action up that way. The great Rodney Burton, the man, the myth, the legend. If you're looking to get in shape, my man Rodney Burton, former Mr. Florida, great human being. Him and his wife are awesome people. I've done a little training at his gym at his place, and he will beat you up. He'll get you in shape quick. That's very cool. My old roommate, Randy Colvert, on there. I love that. Good to see Randy checking in all the time. Vote for freedom, baby. I love it, Jason Richmond. Good stuff. I should get my ring this morning.
Your ring,
My USSA state championship ring.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Hope so.
I should hopefully get internet back in my seafood market today. Get doors back on Monday. Hopefully fuel back this week.
Is the seafood market open?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah. That place got destroyed. Got like 8 foot of water.
Ugh.
Yeah. Nuts. Fuel system totally shot. ACs, condensers, water heaters, freezers, fridges, everything destroyed.
Is insurance or FEMA or anybody working with you? Nothing?
Insurance, what a crock of shit that is. Like, I'm going through with the adjuster, like, we lost this, we lost this, we lost this, we lost this. I list, like, $300,000 in damage, and she looks at the list, and she's like, we could probably cover the doors. I was like, what the hell have I been doing with you for the last 2 hours?
Right.
Why didn't you just tell me off the rip that you're fucking useless?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wasted my time. So annoying. We could probably cover the doors. I never wanted to hit a woman before.
Wow.
Throat punch.
Good news is on that one, if you just stood in front of the judge and told the story, he'd probably let you off. He said, well, I understand.
She said, what, Mr. Hubbard? Oh, man.
That's crazy.
Insurance is nuts, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people pay for it.
It's useless, man. Well.
And you're learning lessons. Like, I was talking to another guy. He has insurance, flood insurance, on not only his building, but also contents. Because you can get flood insurance for building, you can get flood insurance for contents.
Sure.
So he has flood insurance for both. But he's paying almost $50,000 a year.
Oh, yeah.
So he's been paying $50,000 a year for how many years has he been in business?
Oh,
but don't worry, everything this time is covered. Okay, great. But you've paid for that 3 times over.
100%.
You know?
It's a scam.
So to me,
And I
it's
love
like,
how the insurance companies
if they don't make you have it.
They act like they don't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, we just got killed with all these hurricanes. Every major metropolitan city in the country, every single one of them, has a skyscraper with an insurance company's name on it.
Yeah.
Wonder why?
Mm-hmm.
Because you bitches are making a shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm. It's time to pay it out.
Jackasses. More corruption from our politicians that don't get in there and straighten them bitches out. If you want to be in the insurance business, you need to be playing the game the right way and not just lying in your pockets. Scumbags.
Self-insure.
That's easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Well, just instead of putting the money towards the insurance company, you put it away in a high-yield IRA or something.
I get it. But if you get a catastrophe like this,
Yeah.
and you've only been doing it a short period of time, then you're going to cover your shit.
Mm-hmm.
And if some of the banks won't loan you money on that kind of shit. You know what I mean? So you got to have money to self-insure.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, dude.
It is.
Total hog slime. Don't get me fired up this morning, Dylan.
It's not that hard, buddy. I didn't even mean to that time. Normally I have to try to poke a few buttons. That time I was just telling a story.
I went and made it all about me.
Here's our disclaimer. We know we're back.
Radio Show, your weekly voyage into Florida fishing. Presented by Hubbard's Marina. Hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Probably a good thing that Derek,
disclaimer.
That Derek played the disclaimer right there as we were talking about the wonderful world of insurance.
We need a disclaimer on our Facebook feeds.
We do. No, we don't. Let it fly.
Maybe for yours, maybe the Hubbard's one needs a disclaimer.
Facebook's all junk.
It says presented by Hubbard's Marina, and then it launches into this whole thing. It needs to be presented by Hubbard's Marina, asterisk.
Please read carefully. Let's go down a safe road here and not dive into what we were talking about at the break. Let's talk to our good friend, Captain Jim Fogel. Safe boating tip of the week, U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary Captain Extraordinaire. Jimmy, how are you?
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm good. I was till you mentioned that word. Insurance.
Oh, he brought it up.
He did. I'm not going there. I got the rest of the day to be, anyway. Did y'all talk about red tides yet?
No, we have not.
Okay. I saw on my computer I had a FWC report that showed some offshore here, but I had a report yesterday from South Coquina Key area that there were dead fish floating around there. So I don't know if it was brought in by the tide change or whatever. But anyway, apparently we've got some floating around out there.
Yeah, so there is red tide in the area. It's all off the coast. There has been no recorded level on the beach, in the bay, anywhere. It's all really off the coast, and this east wind has been helping keep it off the coast. So it's not on the beaches, it's not in the bays, but it is definitely off the coast a little ways. It starts at about 7 miles or so. You start to see some pockets of bad water, and it can go up to about 14 to 16 miles, and some of the dead fish will spread out with the wind. So we're definitely seeing it, but it's all offshore, and as long as you're fishing outside of it, fishing has been really good, and a lot of misinformation surrounds it. The fish are still healthy. You can still eat the fish if they're healthy. Yeah. Same as everything. You don't want to eat a dead fish that's floating on the surface, but if you catch one and it's fighting well and it's healthy, it's good to eat.
Good. Okay, second topic here. Fog. There have been some reported fog, in Polk County, I think, and a couple of intercoastal,
We had some at my house yesterday, yep.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
And then this time of year, that's what happens. And for the next couple of months, on and off, we're going to be getting into it. So for goodness sake, if you're out there, well, first of all, try not to go out if it's foggy. Just wait it out. But if you get caught out there, slow down, get off plane, and if you can, get out of the channel. If you know the channel and you don't need that much water, get out of the channel. The big boys need the channel, and they may not see you or hear you, so get out of the channel. Get your lights on. Get those life jackets on. You can take them off later. Just get them on while you're in the fog. Make sure you've got your lights on. Put a crewman or a passenger or somebody up on the bow.
Look out.
So that they can see and hear what's going on first. If you've got your tunes on, turn them off.
Yep.
Knock off the chit-chat while you're in that area. And everybody needs to be paying attention. But please put those lights on, and please slow down and get those life jackets on. If you have an accident, a lot of times in the fog, it's going to take the first responders a long time to get to you.
Right.
So, keep that in the back of your mind.
Hey, Jim.
The big thing is yes, sir?
I know we have to play fog signals. Coast Guard regulates our U.S. Coast Guard inspected vessels. We have to play fog signals when we're in the fog. There's a rule on that for small boats, or there's no rule for uninspected?
No, that's just one of those things that's highly recommended, that if you're a power boat, you sound one prolonged signal every 2 minutes, and if you're a sailboat, it's one prolonged plus 2 shorts every 2 minutes. But yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'd forgotten about the commercial boats doing that, but that's a really good thing.
Yeah, the fog signals definitely.
Yeah,
they can get spooky when you're close to the shipping channel and you hear the fog signals start.
Oh yeah.
Just get away from the shipping channel. If it's foggy, don't go there.
Right, stay away.
Take it from me.
Right. Yeah. Yep. We don't want anybody getting hurt in the fog here, guys. All right, guys, keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. Good job as always.
I'm going today. Yes, sir. Thank you for the Coast Guard Auxiliary in St. Pete. Jim Fogel, be safe out there.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. When it's foggy, it's a real good feeling to be in a nice wheelhouse with a big, heavy-duty radar system.
It was funny.
This radar is real nice right now.
It's funny that he jumped on the fog thing, because I just thought when I opened the garage door yesterday morning, headed for the boat ramp. Again, I had 58 boats ran yesterday for the University of Florida Rinker School of Construction scholarship money we were raising. We've been doing it for years, and we're lucky enough, fortunate enough, blessed to get that big group charter in, get everybody a payday. And I opened up the garage door and it was foggy, and I'm like, oh boy. I hadn't even thought about it through the storms and all that. I'm like, oh, we're back.
October.
We're back into foggy season for sure. So be careful out there. If you do run into some fog, slow down and pay attention out there. Let's check in real quick here with our good friend Donald in Lutz. Donald, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. Hope everything is all well.
Fantastic.
Yep, I haven't been fishing. It's been over a month since I've been out there, but I'm going on the Hubbard's trip on Thursday at the 5 hour. Yeah, so me and my buddy Matt are going on that, so I'm looking forward to that. I haven't done one of those in a long time. It's too darn long.
Yeah, I was going to say you sound
been too darn busy.
You sound a little down, Donald. Are you okay?
I'm just tired.
Okay.
I've had so much work to do around the house. So many tree limbs. I've got six oak trees in my backyard. My fence was completely 9 out of the 11 panels were destroyed. Last Sunday, me and my son rebuilt the whole thing from scratch. I just built panels. Bought a new framing Makita nail framing gun because my old foreman died. So I was able to do all that, and I've got a 22-gallon compressor. I've had that compressor for like 25 years. I tell you, you take care of a compressor, they last forever.
You just sound down, Donald. I think you should lay down on your couch. You should put your feet up and just tell us about it.
Dr. Mike is here.
We want to be here for you, buddy. We want to be here. We want to cheer you up, buddy.
I still have so much cleaning up today. I'm sitting in my chair right now at my kitchen table, got my laptop open, watching you guys. My dog is next to me. I mean, life is good. I'm just tired.
I get it. You sound tired, buddy. I get it. I understand. Listen, there's a lot of that going around the Bay Area right now. I mean, it's just been it's been a stressful couple of weeks, and understandable. A lot of people wanting to be out on the water, and there's stuff to do at your house, and there's stuff to do at work, and I get it, man. I get it.
We were supposed to go camping next week at Fort DeSoto. You know, I've got my nice Jayco travel trailer camper, and I get an email from Fort DeSoto. Nope.
No go.
Your reservation's canceled. You can't go. We've been looking forward to that for like over 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, camping, taking the dogs, because you could take your dogs to Fort DeSoto. You know, you got the dog area.
I don't think they're letting. I don't think
so.
They're
Fort
letting
DeSoto Park
Fort
is
DeSoto
a
Park.
close to my heart place because we operate a business out of Fort DeSoto Park. We have a county contract,
Sure. Yep.
So I've been talking to them a lot. And there's a lot of damage pretty extensively at Fort DeSoto Park. The boat ramp is closed right now because FWC is using it as a staging area to go identify boats and pull derelict boats out. So the boat ramp's clogged up. The actual park, there's quite a bit of damage, but they're getting close. They're going to open up a section of the park probably here in a short amount of time, but they don't have an exact time frame yet. But the campground received extensive damage. Water supply, electrical supply, trees down. They're talking like a year on the campground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the campground's in a pretty bad spot because of how low it is and because there's so much out there. There's bathrooms every so far. There's electrical service and water service at all those campsites. So I would say the campground's going to be hurting for a minute. But the rest of the park should be opening up pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Sad.
I love camping there. I've been camping there since 1990.
Dude, it's the best campground around. Like the KOA over in Bay Pines is pretty legit too. I like that place a lot. But Fort DeSoto's campground is amazing.
It really is. That's why I took Henry was 4. We went camping there when he's been there a bunch of times until he had to move out of state. Because my son lives in the Air Force.
Yep.
But took Henry out on the kayak when he was 4, and that's when he caught 3 different species at 4 on the kayak with artificial. And the first time he caught a ladyfish, and that fish is jumping, and he's just laughing at this fish. It's like, Papa, why is this fish jumping like that? It was hysterical. And of course, now, I mean, he's 15 now, and he's already landed 18 different species, and
he will spend his entire life probably broke because he needs to buy more fishing equipment, and it's going to be all Papa's fault. It'll be all your fault, Papa.
Well, I did get him that. He's got that custom bull bait rod that Kelly made for him with his name on it.
Nice.
So he's been using that. He keeps that here because my daughter says, no, keep that here because the little ones might break it, because she has a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Oh, yeah, you got to be careful for sure.
Donald,
it's a nice rod.
Great call, brother. Great call. Hopefully we cheered you up a little bit, buddy. We need a smile on your face, Donald.
I'm feeling much better. I think I'm going to make some coffee, and I need some coffee. I just woke up, 20 minutes ago.
Wait till you get our bill.
Make sure you're sitting down again.
Right. this kind of
my therapy is going to be on Thursday when I'm out there on the water.
Captain Mike the Shrink is expensive.
That's your prescription. That's coming in the mail too.
We appreciate you, Donald. Have a great day, brother. Keep smiling, kid.
All right, you guys take care. I appreciate you.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate
Doesn't he sound better now?
Yeah.
He did.
I think we fixed
lifted
him.
his spirits. Maybe we're missing our calling, dude.
I wouldn't go that far.
Huh?
But on
Dr.
the note
Mike,
of
Dr. Dylan.
On the note of the campground, man, that place is awesome. Port DeSoto campground. I took my son out there, my daughter out there, and my family, and same thing. Jack was all excited. We went fishing, got some tackle, caught pinfish, and caught a little bigger fish, and caught some sharks. He was pumped.
Yeah,
Still talks about it.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Got a good friend, Captain Bobby Woodard, on the line. I imagine we'll talk a little bit about voting yes on 2. We got also got a good friend, Captain Mike Perry, down in Big Pine Key. We'll get a report from the beautiful Florida Keys. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well. 1-800-969-9352. We'll be back.
Thanks to Farrah and Farrah, it's never been easier to send your opinion.
Sounds terrible, kid. Liven up. Fuck. You're on Real Animals Radio, damn it. Wake up. How can you not be happy?
Angie said he needs to go fishing.
Yeah, bad.
Angie was out in the Flying Hub 2 yesterday. They caught everything. Didn't catch the hogfish they wanted, but they got everything else, man.
Well, that's good.
Cobia, a little bit of everything. Donald says, I do feel better.
Did he?
Yeah.
Good. We're here for you, buddy. It's what we do.
Yeah, Lizette, Fort DeSoto got pretty hammered, but it's not completely destroyed. It's just the campground took a lot of damage. So it'll take a little while, but they'll get it fixed up. But it's county, right? It's not privately owned, so everything takes a little bit more time. It's so interesting. The city parks got open pretty quick. County parks a little slower. State parks, it's going to be a year before we can open.
Yes.
It's interesting. The bigger the government, the slower they move. That's for sure.
It's crazy, dude.
Well, it's just by design, the job security aspect of it. To get anything done at the city, you got to talk to this guy and get permission from this guy. You got to talk to, you want to get something done at the county, you got to talk to 30 different people in 2 departments.
Right.
If you want to get something done at the state, 18 different departments, 4,700 people.
We'll see you in 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then forget it at the federal government level. I mean, there's a whole division at NOAA Fisheries for diversity, equity, and inclusion. So like literally, like your emails, if they are perceived to be like not diverse or equity or inclusion oriented, you can get flagged.
Yeah.
And like, it's crazy. There's whole departments of the government that could literally be gone tomorrow, and we would be better off.
They're screwing the pooch on everything, dude. They just can't get out of their own way with some of that shit.
Yeah. Private business. There's something to be said.
It's just asinine. I've got some buddies that are still in the military that have been in there a long time. They're like, bro, it's so bad.
Yeah.
Because they're driving this DEI thing right up everybody's keister. They're making everything in the government just sideways as hell, which is what they want. So it's a mess.
You got to balance efficiency.
Well, again, dude,
inaction is not okay. And it's inaction because of lack of efficiency.
The concept is great. I understand it.
I'm not just talking about that concept. I'm talking about just the general government.
I'm with you. Yeah. Again, a lot of the stuff is, I get it, what you're trying to accomplish. How the way you're going about it sucks.
Yeah.
It's
if you call someone like at FEMA and you ask them a basic question, it's like, well, that's not my department. I'm going to have to transfer you. It's like, you answered the fucking phone, bro. You should know the 3 answers, the 3 questions that people are asking. Like, where do I throw my trash? How do I get a hotel voucher? What do I do in this case? It's like, dude, you have the answer. Give it to me. Don't transfer it to your buddy because you have to make sure he has a job too.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
It's asinine, dude.
Yeah.
It'll get fixed someday. Someday they'll fix it.
Because
they don't have any choice. Sooner or later we'll have to fix it. Because it's jacked up.
Yeah. Just take half of them and fire them. the other half of you actually have to do a real job, not just half a job.
Well, now you're asking a lot.
And then anybody who's been on a pension for more than 5 years who doesn't actually have a job anymore, your pension is gone.
Yeah.
We're not paying anybody for life anymore. The city of Clearwater tried sneaking that in there for any city council members or mayors that have been serving for a certain number of years get lifetime pensions. Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Such a scam, bro. Like I said, at some point, it'll get fixed. They might not like how we fix it, but it's going to get fixed sooner or later. I hope I'm around to see
I
it.
saw this thing. It's like, imagine how they treat us if we didn't have the Second Amendment.
Yeah, can you imagine?
It's crazy.
Welcome back, 723 here at the iHeart Media Empire. Check in here with our good friend. We got this short segment here before the bottom of the hour. Let's check in with our good friend, Captain Bobby Woodard. Captain Bobby, how are you, my friend?
Exhausted and my fingers hurt. But how are you guys?
What'd you do? Stay up late last night playing guitar?
That's funny.
No, it's been the constant barrage of having to explain to people basic civics lessons.
Yeah, he's been an internet warrior.
Listen. There has been some people that have really worked hard on this vote yes on 2 thing, and when I think about it, you are at the top of the list, my friend.
Yeah,
you are a warrior. You're a warrior. No. Oh yeah, you're in that group. You're in that group at the top. There's
baby.
Some other ones. Yeah, There's a lot of people that have worked hard on it. I'm not shorting anyone. I know you personally, and you have put some time in, kid.
It's crazy, man.
I appreciate that. It's a team effort, man.
Yeah,
so,
it's got to be.
But yeah. Everybody's doing their part, and I feel, it may be optimistic, maybe cautiously optimistic, but I think we're positioned well to, push hard and finish strong, push over the finish line these next couple of weeks, and find out what happens, I guess, on midnight of
what is
November
it? We need
5th.
60%.
60.
60% plus 1 vote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I feel confident if we get 60%, we'll have the plus 1.
Hopefully.
It's brutally sad to me that people have to overthink this one because of the distrust on so much BS that gets pushed through.
Getting started a year and a half, 2 years ago on this whole thing, hearing it for the first time, I'm like, what? I don't understand. It's too simple. Why do we need the right? We already have the privilege. But privileges can go away. We saw it with the Skyway Fishing Pier. A few ladies in Tampa got upset about some pelicans, and all of a sudden they're talking about closing the Skyway Fishing Pier, the number 1 most rated, most traveled, most fishing pier in the country, the epicenter of recreational land-based fishing. They're going to close it because a few people got a little bit uptight about some pelicans. And that is the social economic driver that can close our fisheries. So you have to take the preventative measure to make this a constitutional right. A statutorily protected privilege can be taken away.
At least.
100%.
In the amount you were talking, in the time you were talking, the short time you were talking there, Dylan, at least 7 or 8 things blew through my mind, none of which I should say on the radio. None of which.
Another example, moving on, another example was Goliath Grouper in Southeast Florida. There are these couple dive sites at FWC commission meetings. Someone came up and said that their feelings were hurt that people were fishing near these areas where Goliath Grouper congregate, and that fishermen are pulling Goliath Grouper out and tiring them out, and they're dissipating the spawning aggregations on these sites, and we need to close fishing because of these Goliath Groupers and their feelings. And the divers who are diving down there with hundreds of people every day were the ones pushing it, saying, yeah, these fishermen are ruining it. Yeah. Let's get rid of them. It's just me and my divers down there. We sitting in their bedroom doesn't mess up spawning at all. Let us keep diving, get all the fishermen out of our way. And literally, the FWC commission was a hair away from voting yes and closing fishing
that, to me,
on
is
multiple
the crazier
sites.
Part. That's even crazier than the idiots have been sucking on the oxygen too long.
And there's more examples than that all over.
On that Goliath Grouper thing, just to toot our own horn a little bit, it was actually the FGA. Even though we had no members that approached us about it, we heard about it just off the wall somewhere. We took the initiative at the FGA to go ahead and fight that fight, and we're partially responsible for keeping those sites open to fishing.
And the reason why is because
fishing,
we were at
recreational fishing.
We were at an FWC meeting. If you're not there in the room, you don't know what's going on. And that's what frustrates me the most, because everybody who's saying, oh, we should vote no on 2, the language or this or that, or, oh, FWC has too much power. None of those people show up to these meetings. Sitting in this meeting room, watching what happens at the FWC and watching multiple examples of how someone can get up there with their feelings hurt and ask a certain request to close fishing in this area because of X, Y, or Z. If they have a little bit of support from the general public, which is pretty easy nowadays with social media to get these socially driven feelings passed, and then all of a sudden we're talking about closing fishing. So I've seen that too many times at these meetings not to vehemently, passionately support voting yes on 2.
I agree.
I mean, Travis came up with this example that I think is perfect, is you don't wait until your house gets robbed to install locks on your front door. You put locks on your front door as a preventative measure. Voting yes on 2 puts a lock on the front door of hunting and fishing in our state.
Absolutely. And one more quick thing, like with all of the opposition, like they just keep it's like, you know, a record on replay. They just keep saying the same thing over and over, which to their credit are actual legitimate were actual legitimate concerns way back at the very beginning. Because like when I first heard about it from Travis and from others, my questions were, what about the net ban? What about this? What about that? Like, so they were at one point legitimate concerns, but they've been proven over and over and over again to actually not be a concern.
And it's not new. We're the 24th state to do this.
Right.
Other states have done it with great success.
I'm up against the clock. Bobby Woodard, you are the man, bro. You're a warrior. We appreciate you more than you know, kid. Keep up the good work.
Have a great day, guys.
All right,
see you, buddy.
You too.
24 states. 23 other states have done this with great success, some of them for multiple years. And this has been on the books.
Some of them had to do it because they were attacking that right.
And other states, 23 states passed it, 11 of them use the exact same wording. So when people say, oh, I'm worried about the wording, don't be. It's worked in 23 other states for years.
All good. Captain Mike Perry on the other side. We'll be back 970 WFLA. I wonder what we'll have to stand and stomp our feet about next year at ICAST. It'll be
hopefully nothing.
It'll be something. You and your wishful thinking. Good luck with that.
I still can't get over that. Oh, we can't get into anything but Everglades restoration. We have to stay focused on that. Well, since then, they've been heavy on parks. Oh, we got to save the state parks. We got to save the state parks. Oh, hurricane came. Oh, we need hurricane relief. We're all about hurricane relief. Like, you guys are involved in a lot besides Everglades restoration. You guys are full of shit.
I've lost a lot of respect for them, unfortunately.
Crazy.
And at some point, they'll need our voice again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what also made me lose respect is that whole meeting at Gator Gyms. They went to these other states or other areas to help identify issues and see if they can help. Nothing ever came of that. All they did was go around and convince us all to become members.
Right.
Saw through that immediately. Frustrating.
Dicks.
I mean, they do a good job on their singular focus, so I can't.
No, for sure.
100% bash them. But if you're going to stay focused on your singular focus and that's going to be your thing, then stay there.
Yeah, stay in that
Don't
lane.
keep going into these other lanes and then tell us that you can't.
Yeah, but they have to so that they can make money.
Yeah. Don't let a disaster go to waste. If it's making headlines, you can make fundraising dollars. And that's the unfortunate
reality.
Yeah. John Morgan's going to make millions if 3 passes.
Oh, yeah, you wonder why he's been pushing it?
Yeah.
He's in on that game.
Oh, big time. I think it was like $40+ million he spent the first time on trying to get it passed, and it failed. What?
Oh, these videos of these people.
Videos of what?
Just this lady just barking about killing herself if Trump becomes president.
It's so interesting.
It's so stupid, dude. It's so stupid, bro. Like, you just literally...
Dude, you got to listen to that podcast with Joe Rogan. It's pretty legit.
The amount of people who literally... Like, I can't put together 5 reasons that they should be alive. Like, seriously, seriously, if you think, if your life depends so much on that one issue...
Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter who you're voting for. Kamala, President Trump, if you're so wrapped into politics that you would literally write the words, I will kill myself if X person gets elected,
that's
your
what I'm
mind's
saying.
not right.
No. Like, where are you?
Yeah. You can disagree with somebody and still have a conversation and still have a relationship with them.
There's been several presidents in my lifetime that I didn't vote for.
Yeah.
They were still my president.
Yeah.
It's okay. It'll be all right.
And you survived.
Yeah, and you lived. We lived through 8 years of Barack Obama. We can make it through anything. We'll be good.
We had Bill Clinton as a president.
We had Bill Clinton as a president, for
We had
God's sake.
George W. Bush.
Yeah, and he spent all his time in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
With what's her name? Not his wife.
It's a crazy, crazy thing.
It's crazy, dude. We lived through that nonsense, and you people are like, oh my God, I can't have the orange man. We'll all die. And the same on the other side.
And what's funny is on both sides, you hear
dude.
people make the argument of, oh, it's not the president. Like the Democrats are saying, oh, the gas prices are high, but, oh, the president doesn't control gas prices. And then the same argument for Trump. It's like, oh, with Trump, gas prices were low. Well, the president doesn't control the gas prices. I'm like, so red, blue, it doesn't matter. You guys are making stupid arguments that are circular.
It's so stupid, bro. I'm just ready for it to be over.
Yeah.
Like, just, why don't y'all just shut up? Who won the game last night?
You can't comply your way out of tyranny.
Right. So crazy, dude.
There's this website, becomeungovernable.com. They have the greatest t-shirts that have ever been made.
Really?
Become ungovernable. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I might need to visit that.
Taxation is theft. Defund the IRS. There's some really, really funny ones.
I like that one.
Yeah. Pedophiles aren't people. That's a lot of good ones.
Pedophiles aren't people. I get that. I love it. They're not. As a matter of fact, they're not.
I like this one. It says, make pedophiles scared again. And it's Bluey, that famous kid show, and he's all kitted up with an M4.
That's great.
Yeah.
We need to figure out how to somehow record. I guess we record them now, but put together and sell our conversations at the break.
There are some golden gems in there.
I was going to say, we need to start a
Yeah, it's like after the show airs, I'm like, man, that was a really good stream. You have to like kind of fast forward through it to kind of find the gems, but they're in there. It's like watching a Disney movie and finding the Easter egg, you know?
Real animals.
The Easter eggs are in there.
Uncensored.
Yeah. Some of them can get a little colorful.
Yes,
the FCC would not be proud of what we talk about on break.
Okay, that's all right.
But that's why it's break.
Second Amendment?
Mm-hmm. First Amendment, bud.
First Amendment, that one.
The Second Amendment protects the First Amendment.
I'm all on 2 right now. Everything is 2. Vote yes on 2. Vote yes on 2.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
That was
Boogie
another
on two.
T-shirt example, though, on that same website. The T-shirt was it was the First Amendment writing something, and the Second Amendment standing there with an AR-15. I've got your back.
That's right. That's the most important one. That's right. Vote on 2. We like 2. 2 is good.
State and federal.
Let's go to the phones here. Check in with our good friend, Capt. Mike Perry. Michael, how are you this morning?
Hey, Mike, Dylan, how you guys doing this morning?
Another day in paradise, buddy.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Well, it's freak show time here in the Florida Keys.
Nice. No wonder Mahoney's missing. That's where Mahoney went on his trip.
I don't know about that, but we'll discuss that tomorrow. No, because of all the storms and me having to be up there. Normally, I'm not down here this week, but I had to make up some ground, and the fishings have been fantastic. The sailfish are starting to really show up. It's that time of year. Still can go for some lobster, but this cat doesn't get in the water. He puts his first mate in the water with a wetsuit with the clients, if that's what they want to do. This water's on the Atlantic is starting to get too cool for a Florida boy to get into. But yeah, I like it a little bit warmer myself. But the fishing's been great. We see in blackfin tuna in about 200 foot of water, starting about 200 and on out. Sailfish. We got a sailfish in 82 foot of water the other day.
Whoa,
so,
nice.
Yeah, I know. We were yellowtail fishing, and awesome. Always put a flat line out. You're saying always put a flat line out, and nice sailfish. Yeah, cool. About a 55 pounder.
Nice.
Nothing too big, but good enough to catch, land, and take some pictures. And it's been good fishing. Everybody wants to get on the boat when they're in the Florida Keys, but no, that's about it. We're recovered from our twin hurricanes and just moving forward.
That's what it's all about, brother. Just driving that game and staying with it. That's all you can do.
I did an interview for Fox Weather a couple times during the storm incidences. And one of the interviews right before I was going on, I was waiting. They have this like stage thing that you sit on and you wait for your interview. So I'm sitting on this virtual stage, and they're cutting to different cameras as the storm's going through, and all the cameras, there's nobody out. It looks bleak. Everything's boarded up. There's no cars on the road. Well, they cut to the Keys and that southernmost point buoy thing, and there's people running around, smiling, getting covered in waves. The wind's blowing like crazy, and the guy just starts going off on the Keys. Well, the Keys is a special place. You have to be a special kind of person to live down there. Of course, they're out in the storm.
Of course, they are.
Special kind of nut to be doing that.
That's pretty much what he said.
People, they were standing there trying to time it so the wave would come up, and they catch the wave just about to crash over them in that marker. And people would stand there, and I mean, they were I don't know. I know phones and all this, they're waterproof, but all that salt water on all your electronics cannot be good.
Yeah, not covered by your Apple insurance.
No, exactly. But the fishing's great. You name it. Mutton snapper is really catching on fire too, Dylan. The bottom fishing.
Hang up.
Right. This is the opposite time of year for our mangoes, where we get the bigger mangoes offshore during this cooler weather, and then sorry about that. I had it backwards. I'm doing 6 things getting ready to go fishing. The mangoes are more inshore right now, so we concentrate on the mutton snapper right now.
Nice.
And the bigger mangoes, the guys at the bridges are catching, 5 to 7 pound. Maybe they'll slip in an 8 pounder.
Wow.
But the bridge, like your Skyway people, we have the dedicated bridge groups all throughout the Keys, and they're getting some big mangoes. Big boys.
What constitutes a big mutton snapper? I mean, what size range were you like, wow, that's a really good mutton?
I start to get excited when I put them on the boga grip and they push down 12 or bigger, but 15. If you start at 15 pounds, you look at your clients and you're like, that's a quality mutton snapper.
Gotcha.
That's a stud.
And what's a super freak? Like if do you catch like 25 pounders?
Yeah, my biggest one that I personally have caught, I've got 2 that pushed it to 25 pounds.
Wow. Okay.
But I get excited if they're like 18, 19 for the clients and anything bigger. The biggest one a client's ever caught with me, this is the year before COVID, was 31 pounds. So that's the biggest mutton I've seen. And it was on, we were fishing for grouper, and it was on grouper gear, and one of those lucky, it didn't have the long leader. I wasn't set up to just mutton fish, and it just happened to, I thought it was a big grouper fighting. I thought it was, but then when it continued to fight up through the water column,
you knew it was a snapper.
That floating, I knew it was a snapper. I was kind of hoping it'd be like a world record mango.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, they're nice fish.
Like the way you think. Good job, Mike. Good call, kid.
All right. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless. Tight lines from the Florida Keys. Get out there, go fishing, and take a vacation. Spend some money at small places.
Amen.
Catch him up, Captain. Good job,
buddy.
All right.
Good stuff.
Yeah, when you asked the what's a good size of mutton for our area, my first inclination was to blurt out 12, like he said. But even 10 pounds is a big mutton for our area. We don't get a lot of muttons like they do in the Keys.
Right.
8 is respectable, but I would say 15 plus.
How often do you catch muttons here?
Well, it's changed a lot, man. I just did an interview with Florida Sportsman on this. Mutton snapper, yellowtail snapper, lane snapper, all are species that we didn't really see a bunch of. We've always had lanes in our area, but they were a very small area, like 60 to 100 foot. We'd catch them, and we'd only catch a few. We didn't really catch that many yellowtails, and you had to be pretty far southwest to see them. Muttons was like, never seeing those, really.
Yeah.
Now, in the last 10 years, muttons have expanded spatially much further north. We're seeing much more muttons more often. Some trips, we've had 10, 12 mutton snapper caught.
Wow.
Yellowtails, I mean, we're having trips where you're catching 200-plus yellowtails. And lane snapper, don't even get me started. Our Thursday all-day caught 350-plus lanes. Yeah, and they're huge.
Wow.
They're huge, respectably photographable fish where normally they're like 8 to 10 inches and you throw them in the box, you know. So, I mean, those fish are all really succeeding well.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I want to put a couple of shouts out here before we go to break. Get ready to wrap things up here this morning. Again, if you are out there kind of worried about finding people you can trust to work on your roof, nobody I can recommend any higher than our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. Shingle, metal, tile, flat roofs, doesn't matter. Repairs, replacements, they do it all. Over 3 decades of roofing experience. David Torres and his guys are people you can trust. Dylan, Captain Big Ben Marshall, myself now, all using Affordable Roofing Systems for repairs or replacements at our homes. They are, in my opinion, the best. Call 1-888-397-ROOF for your free estimate or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Also putting a shout out to Ace Heating and Cooling. Listen, I know these guys are busy right now. I know a lot of you probably need replacements. Saltwater intrusion, obviously not good for your AC system. The good people at Ace Heating and Cooling, servicing Hillsborough County, Chris Myers and his guys, they do repairs, they do replacements, they do maintenance, everything you need, one-stop shopping. Over 20 years now, Ace Heating and Cooling, a name you can trust. Go to brandonac.net or give them a call at 813-657-8818. And then our good friends at Innovative Pools and Spas. I know it's not a great time probably to be thinking about putting a pool in after all we've been here through the last couple of weeks, but I'm telling you, you need to start thinking about it now if you want to have it all done, ready, the backyard all prettied up, landscaped, and ready to go for spring. Nobody, in our opinion, does it better than Innovative Pools and Spas. Over 35 years of experience. I really like the fact that this is a family business. They're carrying on the legacy of their father's company, which I think is awesome. They've been recognized as a top pool builder in Tampa Bay for 35 years. Unbelievable. They've got a great deal on a pool right now, under $50K for a really, really nice big pool. That would be my recommendation. In the aluminum business myself for many, many years, pool enclosures, screen rooms, that type of stuff. The one mistake people make a lot of times when they're building pools is they try to save $1 or $2 here and there, and it's usually on the size of your deck. that's not really the greatest way to go. I can't tell you how many additions we put on in my aluminum business days where we were expanding a pool enclosure left or right, or sometimes left and right, because they were adding more deck space so they could enjoy their outdoor area. So, again, we really, really trust Innovative Pools and Spas. I was in the business for a very, very long time. I spent a lot of time on a lot of pool decks. It's important to get that pool installed right, something your family can enjoy. We love ours. Beth and I are in the pool all the time. Absolutely love it. Our Georgia girl, Rachel, our oldest daughter, bringing the grandbabies over all the time. We have a blast out there. So give them a call today and get your pool set up and done so it's ready for spring. 727-788-1650 or visit innovativepoolsandspa.net for that free estimate. Good people over there. So great partners here. They keep us on the air along with our good friends at Bartow Ford. So all good stuff. We got one more short segment here, wrapping things up on the other side. We'll be back. 970 WFLA. Finding a plumber or an electrician you can trust, a company that is clean.
Yeah. I kind of figured that's what you were doing when you had the look in your eye. So I cut it short.
No, it was good. Yeah. Good read, big man. Good read, dog. Oh my God. I crushed legs the other day.
Yeah.
Like extensive lunges.
Uh-huh.
Oh dear God, baby Jesus.
Yeah, at the end of my leg workout, I do weighted lunges to the point where like you fail. That's not a good feeling.
No, it's bad.
If you
Well,
get to the point where you fail on a lunge.
It's a really good feeling when you're in that beast mode where you're like grinding to get it there.
Yeah.
I've been doing it so long that I know exactly what that means for the next morning's poop.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be good. You're sitting down.
Yeah.
It's bad.
You're holding the wall and got your hand propped up on the sink.
Please don't die.
I talked to my wife at installing a railing, like one of the ADA railings in the bathroom. Like, that would be real nice in here.
Be handy.
She's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I feel like I need it."
Right. No doubt. 100% true. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, the old ADA bathroom and public restrooms. Sometimes you need it behind leg day.
A lot of times Beth and I train legs together.
So she can laugh at you for the next 2 days?
Well, no, but
ladies can keep up with dudes on leg day, too. You got to watch out for that.
Beth goes crazy with legs.
There's a lady at the gym that keeps up with me on squat. I'll load up 225. I'll look over. She's got like 265 loaded up, throwing it down.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
But so the times that I go, like she didn't want to go the day that I was doing legs this week. She wanted to come home and walk because she was down in St. Pete. Taking her so long to get home, she's like, I'd rather just go walk and then I'll go do legs tomorrow, which was Friday at lunch when I was doing chest. And anyway, when she's not there, it's such a faster pace, so it kind of boogers up it changes your rhythm up, which is really good for training anyway. Man, I end up just, after those days, I'm like, God, I heard a little worse.
Yeah.
You know, because when you're training with her, you get a little break.
Yeah. Especially on squats. I feel like when I finish a set of squats, I need more rest than any other thing because it's such a compound movement. And I feel so much more tired. Like, dude, my heart rate, even running, like a 30-minute, 3-mile run, my heart rate's anywhere from like 130 to 140. But, dude, finish a set of squats, it's at 160, 165. Like I've been sprinting. I don't know if I'm going to pass out, throw up, or die.
Or all
above. Three. Yeah,
all the above. I get it. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I felt pretty good.
Like every workout, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go to the gym. I get to go work out back. I get to go work out chest. Well, 2 days a week, I'm doing leg day. And I wake up in the morning dreading going to the gym.
I walked in there yesterday, and I could see this freak on the other side of the gym. I'm like, great. I mean, dude was just massive, just wrecking stuff. I'm like, so he ended up right next to me as I was finishing up some flies. And I'm like, bro, you need to chill out. You're killing, like you're making the rest of us look bad. He took his ear things out. He goes, really, bro? I was just thinking the same thing about you. I'm like, dude, I'm old. He goes, I hope I'm as big as you when I'm old. I'm like, I appreciate the love, bro, but I'm like over here thinking, dude, I don't want to train anywhere near you. You're a freak of nature. 30
Stay on your side.
Yeah, exactly. Could you save some weights for the rest of us? Welcome back. Good stuff. I want to put a shout out to our good friend Derek DeBose, our producer extraordinaire, up early and making this hideous program go. We do appreciate him. I'm sometimes just shocked that they don't just push a button or pull the plug out of the wall and be like, I don't know what happened, John Momola. The power just went out. You know what I mean? Like they know the show is so terrible that they're just doing the station a favor, and they're like, we're just pulling the plug.
I mean, some of that stuff, the paid program, I feel like we're not that bad.
No?
Yeah. We're above mediocre. I would give us that.
We're above mediocre.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Derek? Derek, are you in a position where you can challenge us? What do you think, Derek? Above mediocre?
I think he would agree.
Definitely above mediocre.
Yes.
You're such a good man.
My man.
Yeah,
that's a biased opinion.
He's not looking us in the eye when he says it.
He rolled his eyes while he said that. He's definitely like in there, like shaking his head no.
Yeah, he's like, you idiots. You two clowns.
Above mediocre. We should make a t-shirt. That should be another t-shirt.
It should be a t-shirt.
Real Animals Saturday. Above mediocre.
That's right.
Sunday.
The 18th. Above mediocre. Oh, Ben and I will try to screw it all up tomorrow. So
Mahoney's not in tomorrow?
No, Mahoney's in the woods, or so he says. He might be in the Keys.
He's in the Keys for Fantasy Fest.
Weirdos.
Yeah, I've seen photos.
I need to see those photos.
Yeah, one of our captains or our crew member, Smokey. If anybody out there knows Smokey, you know his proclivities for having a good time. Him and his wife are they're animals, man. They do it right. And they are in Fantasy Fest, and he's enjoying himself. And I've blocked his phone number now because he keeps sending me photos that I don't want to see.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'm sure he sees Mahoney. I'm sure there's photographic evidence. I would have to unblock him in my phone to get the photos, and I don't want those.
Right.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the problem with Mahoney is you have Mahoney, and he's probably with Matt Clapp.
Those two together are bad news.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Fun time though.
Great, yeah.
Just got to watch your back.
They're both great people. Super giving,
shirt off their
caring
back.
people, 100%. But oof, you got to be ready to go. You better be ready to go. That's all I can tell you.
Stay frosty.
Yeah, my production team, the great people at Lateral Media that do Real Animals TV. They also do Tales from the Dark Side. Mm-hmm. So I get many, many stories.
Yeah. They also do Hubbard's Marina stuff.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
I get to hear all the stories.
Yes. Oh, that's right. You do. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah, crazy stuff. So what you looking forward to this week?
This week, we're focused on those hogfish and mackerel, maybe some kingfish near shore, seeing a lot of lanes, a couple mangroves, plenty of heads and tails. Offshore, we're focused on the last few days of amberjack season. They're open until the end of October. We got triggerfish, big mangroves, plentiful yellowtail, lots of room on the boats, super light loads, focused to just getting back to some sense of normalcy and hopefully getting some momentum back in the business, get our people back to work, and try to get our people some sense of normalcy as well. Everybody's reeling. Everybody's been struggling, and we've got some hours to give cleaning up and dewatering and repainting and rebuilding, but we'd all much rather be out in the water getting back to some sense of normalcy. So that's what we're striving for this week.
Doing what you do, huh? I get my wisdom teeth out this week.
It's fun. It's easy. You'll be fine.
Should be a nice diet.
Yeah.
Won't be able to eat much, probably.
Yeah. I stayed awake through it. It was wild.
Yeah, that part blows my mind.
I don't do well with anesthesia.
I do
Ever
fine.
since a kid, I have a really negative effect post anesthesia. So I was like, keep me awake, do local, and it was wild. It was fun. It was a fun experience.
I felt like homeboy was like,
I felt like a grouper. Like people were like, what does that fish feel like when you're unhooking it? I felt that. They're reaching into your mouth with pliers to pull your teeth out. I experienced it. So I feel like I can be one with the fish and their feelings now.
Wow. Okay. That would be a good shirt as well.
I'm one with the fish and their feelings.
That's right. Did a big old picture of Dylan Hubbard with his mouth
I'm going to call
open.
your doctor and be like, don't put him to sleep. Keep him awake.
He looked at me. I'm telling you.
He's got to feel what that trout feels.
I think he looked at me like, I bet this guy thinks he's tough enough. He was optimistic that I was going to say, no, don't put me under. I'll be good.
Yeah, my doctor also said, we don't do more than one at a time. I was like, we're doing all four, bud. I'm not coming back here.
Yeah, no, I'm doing all four. It's a giddy up. It's going to be one week of dealing with it, and it's over.
Amen to that.
I want it all gone. So hopefully I can talk next week.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see. Or maybe it'll be a better show if I don't.
Touche.
Yeah, there's that. That could be part of it. So
lots of good fishing, lots of good weather. Get out there. The middle of the week's going to be a little blowy. We're coming up on the front side of a new moon. A lot of water movement, a lot of bait movement, a lot of good fishing. So get out there, go fishing. Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.
Don't forget to text the word HAPPY, HAPPY, to 20129 to register to possibly win $15,000 in windows and doors from our good friends at Reese Windows and Doors. Visit reesewindows.com for more info. Listen, everybody have a great week, man. It's been a tough couple of weeks here in the Bay Area. We're so happy to be back on the water doing what we do, starting to scratch that itch. It's a beautiful thing. And again, I know there's lots of you that still have a long way to go in your recovery. We're thinking about y'all, and we care about you. We love you, and hopefully the good Lord will bless you with a speedy recovery. Again, Derek DeBose, thanks so much for letting us do what we do here, brother. We appreciate you. Tight lines, everybody have a great week. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m., we're on 95.3 WDA and AM 620 for the Tiamoni Company Real Animals Radio Show. You never know what you get out of us with Carmen Brown on Sunday morning. So all good. Check us out. Tight lines, everybody. Have a great week. We're out.
The preceding program was paid for by Real Animals Fishing.
Thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Hopefully we'll see you next weekend for another episode tomorrow morning. Like Mike said, don't forget tomorrow morning's episode. And then also tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m., you got a chance to win $1,500 in free stuff. So make sure you tune in for the Sunday night live stream show on the Real Animals and Hubbard's Marina Facebook pages. Don't forget to check out Real Animals and Hubbard's Marina on all the different social media channels. YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and all that good stuff. Hopefully we'll see you out there on the water. Lots of good fishing right now. Light loads, plenty of opportunities, tons of availability. So shop local, shop small, get out there to those beach communities that were affected by the storm. There's a lot of places back open, hotels, bars, restaurants. They could all use your support. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.
Boom shakalaka.